Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It is me again. Welcome to the space. Welcome to Transforming Love Community, everyone. Come on into the space. Come on in. Breathe into the space. Welcome to Transforming Love, where we transform lives through unconditional love. That is what we do. That is what we do. We transform lives, unconditional love. We do it well. So come on into the space. Welcome to our Sunday service on this day, June 25th, 2023. Our Sunday service. Come on to the space. Wherever you are around the world, wherever you are around the country, come on in. To the space. I say good morning to some, I say good evening to others. Come on into the space. This is a universal message, right? We transform lives through love, healing, through truth. And this is what we do. So regardless of where we are in the world, we all can use that. Transforming love is here for such a time as this. When we look around the world, we know we can use more love, use more truth, use a bunch of healing. Come on to the space. That is what we do. Greeting to Reverend Shaheerah, wherever she is. Wherever she is, we know God is there too. We just send her love and gratitude for the idea of transforming love community years ago. Thank, thank her for her energy. Thank you for her sharing this platform with others. Give her a lot of gratitude. Certainly, I'm grateful for you being open up this morning. Let's just breathe into the space, everybody, as you come in. Get your tea, get your coffee, get your water, and just sit down and relax for another wonderful message that we'll have today. It's good to be here, fam. It's a beautiful day here. Wherever you are, I know it's beautiful as well. And so, come on, let's join our hearts and join our spirits together in love, and so we can lift each other up. All right. So, um, as we do that, and as we join our hearts together, we also join our hearts and our minds and our spirits with those who have gone on to be with God and the ancestors. We join our hearts and spirits with those all around the world who are experiencing trauma and pain and war and all those things that these ideas of separation uh, kind of bring those type of results. So we open our hearts and hold space for them as well. There's also some who are going through situations of natural disasters wherever they are. We hold space for people around the world. That's what we do at Transforming Love Community. So we hope that wherever you are, that you're holding space for them as well. All right, let's come on in, fam. I'm gonna just give some thanks real quick for everybody that's coming in. I know that wherever you are in your journey, wherever you are physically, is right where you need to be. It is right where you need to be. Whatever message you get today will be exactly what you need to proceed on the journey. Amen. We believe in that. We believe in that. So um, we pray that your hearts are open, your minds are open, that you're open and receptive to whatever God has for you in your life, and that your life is always easy, smooth, and successful. And so let's go into some of our announcements for a minute. Before we do that, Janice, June is our month of imagination. Everybody, want to remind you that it is align and allow. And remember that imagination is the ability to conceptualize and envision a different future. The ability to conceptualize and envision a different future. That is what we do. And so I want to read TLC's mission statement for those of you who are new, who don't know, or maybe haven't heard it in a while. It's always good to revisit it and stick with it, so we know what our mission statement is. And um, this is who TLC is. We are here to create an environment where you can experience the presence of God We are convinced that developing a relationship with the Christ within you will afford you a life of health, happiness, peace, and abundance. We're here to teach the truth principles as espoused by our master teacher Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. We believe that the Spirit within you will bring you into all truth and knowledge. All truth and knowledge. Let me read that last line again. We believe that the Spirit within you will bring you into all truth and knowledge. Amen. I say, and so it is. All truth and knowledge. We have always have our announcements. This is our time for announcements at TOC. A lot of things always are going on at TOC. All of them are aligned to bring you into that truth, right? Into that truth. So let's remember to subscribe to Rev's YouTube channel. If you haven't done that, do that now. Please share it. I know most of you that are on this broadcast are coming in from YouTube, and you've already subscribed and you like and you share and but continue to give that to other people as well. Share it on your platforms because this is a message that everyone needs. And so we want to build that channel. We want to build this message. And so continue subscribing and sharing. All right. Soap Mondays. Usually we do Soap Mondays with Danny Stillwell and poetry and prose and music. We just join in spirit at the beginning of the week. Know that tomorrow that it is canceled. That will be canceled tomorrow. You still have the information there, so join us next Monday for that as well. But know that that is canceled for tomorrow. All right, and then we have our sip and study. We have our own Reverend Nikki right here. Look at that bad haircut she's got right there. That's our sip and study for July. It is canceled. It is canceled for July though. It's a wonderful occasion where we sit and study and share and do all that, but it is canceled for the month July. Reverend Nikki needs some rest as well, so be on the lookout for in-person pop-up sessions. And so we're going to do some pop-up things, and so be on the lookout for that. But know that that is canceled for the month of July. All right. Plug into the power of prayer on July 3rd through July 7th. Our prayer warriors are always available. Come in. You see the conference call. You can come in at 12 noon on those days, July 3rd through July 7th. That is next Monday. Next Monday through Friday. You have the call conference call number, and you also have the code. So let's plug into the power of prayer. We believe in the power of prayer. We know that it works. And so when two or more are gathered, we know that it really has power. So come on in there and let's plug in together. All right. Then we have next month or this month. Let's say, well, let me see. That is next month. That is next month. Next month's lineup. You can see our theme is understand, understand, and overstand. And we're going to start off next Sunday with Reverend Royce Thomason, followed by myself. And then we have three sisters who are going to round out, three powerful sisters to round out the month. Reverend Tia Littlejohn, Coach Danny Stillwell, and Reverend Bonnie Gardner. So that's understand, understand, overstand. Be on the lookout for more information about what's going on next month Sunday services. All right. So we look forward to hearing Reverend Royce next week with the power of clarity. The power of clarity. We look forward to hearing that. And so we know Reverend Royce has a powerful and a heartfelt and a soul stirring message for us next week. Join us for that. We all could use some clarity. So this month is our month. We're rounding out our month of Align and Allow. We started off with Dr. Rose Moten, Reverend Royce Thomason, and I was here last week with a powerful message. And Dr. Fabu Diane Fabu Jackson is going to give our message today. We look forward to that. We know she's going to give a powerful message as well, one that we can all feel. And so we look forward to her message. Today she's going to talk about a deeper sense of connection, a deeper sense of connection, which we all can use. I don't care how connected we think we are. We all can use a deeper sense of connection. Cultivating and aligning your spiritual practice. That's what she's talking about today. Cultivating and aligning your spiritual practice. And she says that our receptivity to the inner divinity within us will help us align with our greater purpose. In the silence of consistent prayer, meditation, and contemplation, we find a greater understanding of who we really are. In the silence of consistent prayer, meditation, and contemplation, we find a greater understanding of who we really are. And those of us who've been here certainly know who Dr. Fabu is, but she always is worthy of an introduction, particularly those who don't know her. And so let me read a brief bio of who Dr. Jackson is. Dr. Diane Fabu Jackson is the president of DMJ Educational Consultants, LLC, a national training group. She's a seasoned educator, been one for 45 years. Also, she's an adjunct professor, certified cognitive and leadership coach, facilitator, trainer, published author, meditation teacher, minister, and mother of two daughters. Dr. Jackson's current work centers around teaching educators, community groups, and individuals the process and skills for engaging in effective, transformative listening that can result in expanding presence and trust. In addition, she teaches the power of meditation through a guided process in circle groups to help individuals connect with a deeper awareness of self. Dr. Jackson has a PhD in curriculum development and educational psychology. Her writings have been published in educational journals, and she is the author of three books: Classroom Management, A Dynamic Intervention, The Divine One, and From the Heart Expressions of Love, a book of poems. In 2019, she produced a meditation CD titled The Unfolding. And so at this time, we'd like to bring Dr. Diane Fabu Jackson. It's my honor, it's my pleasure. I love my sister. Look at that beautiful smile. Thank you for being here. We look forward to your message. And we're just going to sit back and relax and take it all in. So thank you for being here. We bless you. We honor you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Spencer. I feel so loved up. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I've been inspired by all the speakers this month. I'm still fired up from all of them. And so I will be rounding this month out. And before we get started, I'd like to invite you to engage in an affirmative prayer with me. So I invite you to close your outer world. But we have an inner eye, our third eye that was right here. And I invite you to close your inner eye, which is the gateway to our inner understanding, as I give an affirmative prayer. There is only one power and one presence in the universe. How exciting that is. The divine source, God, Spirit, is all knowing, all seeing, and ever present. It is the source from which everything comes together. I know that the present power and activity of the living Spirit are in and around me and all who are here today. We are one with it. It is present in every cell of our bodies like a light within. I feel enormous joy to know that it is the presence of the divine living Spirit to shower us with unlimited blessings, blessings of love, blessings of peace, blessings of joy, blessings of expectation. And we are so grateful. I give thanks for this powerful realization that we are loved unconditionally. I feel joy, peace, and love knowing I am always guided with a grateful heart. I receive the direction of the divinity of God within me, and so it is. Ashe and Amen. We are ready. I am going to set an intention for us today as we are listening to the message. I like to set the intention for us to be in deep contemplation. And what does that mean? It means that we're going to think deeply about what we're hearing today, because I'm hearing it too as I'm giving it. We're going to listen to feel and not judge. We're going to listen deeply so that we feel the words that meditate within us, so that we are marinating it and feeling it. So I invite you to do that today, to listen to feel. And when I thought about that this morning, it made me, I remembered when I used to work with eighth graders many, many years ago in the early 80s. And this tended to happen with the males, the brothers in the room. I would talk to them about something or fuss about something, and they would say, I feel you, Miss Jackson. I feel you. And I'd say, well, what does that mean? And they would always do something like this. I feel you, Miss Jackson. I feel you. And as I reflected on those occurrences, what became clear to me is they knew intuitively that there are feelings behind words, that there's a deep connection that words can give you. And so I want you to feel today as we walk through this session. I am feeling so joyful today. And I want to give you a definition for joy so that we're on the same page as we contemplate this concept. So, Janice, would you put that first slide up for me? So, joy is the settled assurance that God, the divine presence within each of us, is in control of all the details of our life. Let me say that again. Is the settled assurance that God, the divine presence within each of us, is in control of all of the details of our life. The quiet confidence that everything is going to be all right is joy. Yes. Joy arises from within each moment of our life rather than from any external source. So you see, it's nothing outside of you that's going to give you joy. It arises from within each moment of our life. Every moment that we experience the divine presence within us gives us joy. And the more we commune with the presence that dwells within us through consistent practice, the more joy we will experience. Because you see, joy is a choice. And it's all about consciousness. It's all about consciousness. So let's explore that for a minute. Thank you, Janice. We are in a very challenging time right now. Current conditions keep us in a state of hypnotic state. There's a lot of low frequency. We are bombarded with the news and low energy. It keeps us in fear. We feel despair and pain and worries. But what I want to talk about today is that we have to learn how to be in it, but not of it. And being not of it is consciousness. And what do I mean by consciousness? It means to have an expanded awareness of the joy that resides in us. You know why? Because we have work to do. You see, each of us have been sent here by the divine spirit to do some work. We have a greater purpose, but it's difficult for us to know this because we're in the world of low frequency, the world that broadcasts to us consistent worries. So today we want to step out of it to function in the realm of spirit, which Reverend Shaheerah calls it, and begin to understand that we are here by divine appointment and that we have work to do. So let's go into a deeper contemplation of this. Let's go to the next slide. Your creator, the divine presence within you, has placed you here at this time in history because you have something the world needs right now. And it is time to wake up and realize the unique gift that only you process. So, in other words, each of us have a soul's assignment. So let's go deeper with this awareness. Let's go deeper. Let's go to the next slide. I love this comment, and it's by a spiritual leader, a spiritual teacher by the name of Ishmael Tete, who is from Ghana. And he highlights for us, you will find me pausing periodically because my computer continues to log off. So just know that when you see me lean in or pause, I'm logging back in very quickly. Ishmael Tete espouses that nature is life and that God is nature. And so what he believes, and I'm sharing this belief with you because it's a cosmology and there's many cosmologies and many beliefs, but I think this one will take us to a higher level of contemplation. That nature is life, God is nature. In other words, that God is this unlimited field of frequency. It's non-local, it's non-form, it's not human, it doesn't judge, it doesn't intervene. It's a field of unconditional love and high frequency. And that you are a being of nature, an emergent being. And what Ishmael Tete teaches that we are not created. We weren't created. We emerged from this field of nature, this field of God, and that you are a unit of life here to evolve through service for the promotion of life. And that life is seeking to express itself through you. So ponder this for a minute, because we're in contemplation. What he's saying is, God is everywhere present. And when it wanted to experience itself, it created multiple forms. And we're one of those forms. that it is total frequency. And so when it decided to experience the human form, it had to condense itself into a container called the human experience. And he said that we don't remember this because the birthing process was traumatic. To come from a unified field of love and frequency, because we existed before our form, we had to take our frequency and condense it into a form called Diane. So we are highly developed beings of frequency. So we are spiritual and human. And he says that when spirit decided to express itself, we became a point, a unit of it. Are you hearing me right now? We were chosen to be a unit of its expression, to come here to serve through our purpose. You are not an accident. You come from a total field of love, and you came here to do some powerful work. You didn't come here to be in pain over paying your gas bill. You didn't come here to be in dysfunctional relationships. Although they're real in our human form. But what we're learning how to do is to be in it, not of it, so that we don't get lost in the humanness of it. That we begin to understand and meditate on we are a powerful unit of life, a point of light. Janet, let's see the rest of that slide. Life is seeking to express itself through you. And when you align with this life agreement, when you align with this life agreement and raise your frequency to higher consciousness, you will know the truth. Life made you out of itself. You are life's representative. You are here to evolve through the service of your work. And then your purpose will float up to you. And this is the powerful piece I want to highlight. I want you to really contemplate on this. Because we're in the consciousness of contemplation, thinking deeply about something, feeling it. He says that life goes ahead of you to provide what you need before you need it. And when you tune into the frequency of this truth, you know it. So what you need to function in your purpose, life goes before you and sets it up. But you are here to remember that and to tune into that frequency. So that when you are having a bad time, feeling discouraged, and you go into meditation or you use one of your consistent practices, Spirit has already set it up for you to be successful. But you have to awaken to its knowing, because you weren't sent here to be in pain. But in order to tune into it, we have to have a high level of consciousness. And what do I mean by consciousness? A high level of awareness that we are here to represent life. But we don't remember because Ishmael Tete says that the birthing process was very difficult, from condensing to form and going through the birthing process in the human form. But Spirit's already set it up for you to go inside and be touched by the seed that's planted in you. You see, God is not outside of us. God, the divine spirit, the divine presence, life, the living one, is busy expressing itself in multiple forms throughout the universe. But life has given us something in our hearts, the altar of our souls, to go to it, to hear and to listen and to be healed. Yes, the human experience is real. And we're here to navigate that so that we can be in it, but not of it, because we are not an accident. We are here for a very intentional mission. Let's go to the next slide. You exist that this power, the living one, life, God, may have another, a unique outlet for its expression. The more life you express, the more of it flows through you. Do you hear what I'm saying? Contemplating this. That we are here as representatives of life. We've forgotten it. But our remembrance of it and our knowing of it is so needed right now because of the low frequency that's being broadcast every day from the news, from others who have given up hope. Those of us who understand that we have to go to spirit to be healed and renewed will understand that we are representative. And just reflect on that for a minute. Close your eyes for a second and think about that. Just close your eyes and think about it. Contemplate it for a minute. You are a representative of life. Let's go to the next slide. I want you to really contemplate on this one. Everything in the three-dimensional world. Three-dimensional world is this world we're in right now. There are multiple dimensions. Everything in a three-dimensional world is made up of spirits, thought vibrations, condensed into the appearance of form. Now let's stay with this, because this is a deep contemplation piece right here. Everything in a three-dimensional world is made up of spirits' thought vibrations, condensed into the appearance of form. Trees, the grass, the mountains, the flowers, the squirrels, the birds, everything in this dimension is made up of the thought vibration of the living one of life. And it appears as form. So actually, we're all frequency, vibrating at a very high level. Its vibration of truth reverberates through you. So the truth of who you are is always activated. It radiates outward from you into the world. That's why when you are called to do your purpose work and people respond to you in a certain way and they feel healed by your presence, it's because you are radiating the frequency of life. And you are here to anchor the vibration of the divine in the human dimension. So we are navigating the human stuff all the time. And when you go into meditation, and we'll talk more about the spiritual practices, then the divinity of God in you will create conditions for your support. As you awaken to the reality of who you are, it helps you to overcome lack. It helps you to overcome feeling unworthy because you weren't sent here to focus on that. And yet, because you don't remember who you really are, we have to have practices to help us to reconnect to what we need. We are here to express and to represent the divinity of God. We get to a greater awareness of who we really are. I invite you now to go into a visualization with me. Just a short visualization to anchor some of the information that I've shared with you. I want you to tap your third eye where your pineal gland is located. We're in the month of imagination, and your third eye is the gateway to your inner knowing. And imagination is a spiritual practice. So I invite you now just to become comfortable and close your eyes and become aware of your breath, your breathing. Just become aware of your breath, your inhalation, and your exhalation. Become aware. Experience God breathing through you. I invite you to focus on your heart. Your heart feel it, see it. Your heart is the altar of your soul. Your heart is where God speaks to you. And I want you to imagine a golden light circulating. Extending itself from your heart. It's not a silent, a solid cord. It's a frequency cord that's moving and it's golden and it's extending itself from your heart. And imagine this light going up and up your face and then extending itself out from the top of your head. And as this golden light is extending itself, you see it expand. It's still in you. But as it leaves your head, it shoots out to the universe. This is your spiritual umbilical cord. You are connected to the mother womb. The cord in your heart is your umbilical cord to life itself. And it is placed in the altar of your heart. And when you sit to meditate, just know that the Mother Spirit got you because you are connected to the cord of life. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Feel God breathing you. Feel it. Slowly open your eyes. Let's go to the next slide. Romans 8:6 says, to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace. So how do we get there? How do we get to this? Knowing that we are connected to the umbilical cord of life. Our spiritual practices will help us to get there. Let's go to the next slide. What are spiritual practices? Spiritual practices are actions and activities that we engage in for the purpose of inducing spiritual experiences and cultivating spiritual development. We are representatives of life. We are its units. We emerged from it. We emerged from life to come and do some high-level purpose work. We're trying to remember this and to really know it. Our humanness needed a process to get there. So through prayer and connecting with nature, going into deep contemplation, as we've been contemplating all this morning, we have tuned out the broadcast from the outer world because our focus hasn't been on the outer world. Our focus has been on our inner world. So we've been in a state of contemplation, which is a spiritual practice throughout this process. Visioning is a spiritual practice. I just invited you to vision your spiritual umbilical cord that you are always connected to. Journaling and writing. When we sit down to journal, it takes us away from the broadcast of all the negativity and the low vibratory energy that we experience. Meditation is the key to all of it because it is the scaffold for all the practices. And then being in sacred service, being with each other, feeling each other's frequencies. We did that yesterday when we were all together at Janice's son's celebration. A group of us sat under a tent and we felt each other's frequencies because nature was there with us, listening to us, celebrating with us. And we felt that frequency within each of us. And we knew when we left that circle, we were more powerful and more focused on our purpose. And your purpose will float up to you with passion and intention. And when you feel that that purpose has become overwhelming for you, your spiritual practice will rise up and grab you so that you can get what you need. I remember a few years ago, well, in the 80s, as I mentioned, I worked with 8th graders when I went through a time when I felt that I wasn't making a difference, that I was overwhelmed. And I went into meditation. But before I did that, I took 2 weeks off. Spirit said, you need to take some time off. I took 2 weeks off and I stayed in meditation. And then my practice surfaced up in me. My practice of meditation helped me to see some things I needed to see. But I didn't see it all in that moment. But after 2 weeks, I went back to work with a renewed sense of commitment. But 2 weeks later, I was offered a new job on a national level. So, what was happening is my spiritual practice was preparing me to the next level of my awareness because life goes before you. Life knew that I needed to be on a different level for my message to be more expansive, and it was preparing me. I didn't know it. The 2 weeks off, my distress took me to my practice. My practice rose up in me to help me to see that more was being required from me. When I think about Harriet Tubman, who understood her purpose, and she depended on nature to be a spiritual practice. When she went to go to get folks to come out from slavery, she experienced blackouts. And those were probably moments of her spiritual practice pulling her. She would lay out in the ground, and the moon and the trees and the stars lifted her up because she was representing life. And when she awakened from that meditative state, she had more power and more energy and more awareness to do the work she was sent here to do. It works the same way for you. You are here to do some purpose work. You're teaching. You are going into prisons and working with prisoners. You're healing. You're protesting. You're doing all the work that you've been sent here to do. And more of us have to claim that light because Spirit needs us now to have a higher vibration to counter some of the negative frequencies that we are experiencing right now. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? And when you get to the point where you understand this, you can sing the song that they sing. I'm getting spirits just talking to me, got me tongue-tied, baby. Then you can start singing the song that they sing at Agape, and that song says, use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. And in that showing, there's grace. You receive unconditional grace because you are here to represent life. And life goes before you to take care of it. But if you don't awaken to it, you won't know it's there. So those of us who are shining our lights in our purpose work, you have been divinely guided to do that work. Yes, you can be discouraged sometimes. Yes, it may feel overwhelming sometimes. Yes, you may have self-doubt, but you go to the altar of your heart. You go to where Spirit waits for you to come, come, and be renewed. Because those of us who have a high frequency of consciousness are going to create the balance on the planet. Dr. B. Sirius says, if 10,000 of us awaken to our frequency, which he says is a 500 level frequency, and David Hawkins highlighted that as well, which Reverend Royce shared with us. If 10,000 of us understood our reason for being here as a representative, not created, but emerged, we will balance the consciousness of the millions on the planet. Do you know who you are? Do you know why you were sent here? Do you know that you have a bigger purpose? We are here to emerge. God made us out of itself. We are here to evolve through service for the promotion of life. Here to express the image and likeness of God. Life goes ahead of us before we even know it, and we are catching up to it. And see, when you go into your spiritual practice, you have to know. See, knowledge is one thing, but now we are being required to really know. When you close your eyes and go into meditation, that everything is working together for my good, you have to know that. So when conditions happen that make you doubt it, you have to know that God is setting it up. You may not know all the details, but you have to really know in your heart. When you say that I am divinely guided, you have to know that you are divinely guided. And it may not appear the way you think it should appear, but you have been sit here to represent life. So life is not going to let you down. When you go into your meditation and say, I don't believe in lack, then you can't counter it with worrying about your bills, because you're not here to do that. You are here to represent. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are here to represent life. Oh my God, how wonderful. How wonderful to know. And nature, life will rise up to take care of you. When I lost my brother suddenly, it'd be 3 years next month, I couldn't get to my spiritual practice. My humanness kicked in. I was so in grief. I couldn't go into it, and I began to question and ask why. Because I was functioning from knowledge and not knowing. I sat on the couch and cried every day and would try to pull myself together that week that it happened so that I would be available for my family. About 2 months later, I was sitting and crying on the couch. I closed my eyes for a second and I heard, go to the park. Because one of my spiritual practices is the park, nature. I love trees. I hug trees. Doesn't matter what time of year I'm at the park. I heard from my altar to go to the park. I went to one of my favorite parks and I leaned up against the tree and I felt the tree embrace. Because you see, my spiritual practice called me. Nature, who sent me to represent it, wasn't going to let me fall apart because I'm here to do some work. I leaned up against the tree and I felt its embrace. I looked up at the limbs and the leaves and they were smiling and waving at me. I could smell the aromas in the park. I could feel Mother Earth in the grass because I had taken off my shoes. The squirrels gathered and danced around me. I could feel the presence of the wind and love encircling me. And I heard, go sit down on the bench. And when I sat down, a colony of butterflies, the same ones that we released at my brother's service, floated toward me. And one stayed with me the entire time I was there. My spiritual practice of being in nature and meditation came to get me. And when you have a consistent practice of doing your work, your practice will come get you because you are here to do some powerful work. So we are managing and navigating our humanness. And sometimes we will doubt, but the more we go into our spiritual practice, the stronger we will become, and life needs us to represent. So I invite you now to go to the kingdom with me for a little while, to go into a brief meditation, to go to the kingdom where we touch the altar of our soul. So I invite you to close your eyes. Become aware of your breathing. Nothing matters but your breath. Nothing matters but your breathing. I invite you to imagine standing in front of a beautiful crystal door with a purple doorknob. You feel the crystals, the radiation from them, the energy from them touching you because it's you. You hear music playing in the background. You turn the purple doorknob, which represents your higher self. You open the door and you see a beautiful, beautiful garden. You remove your shoes. And as you walk into the garden, you see beautiful, beautiful flowers, all forms of greenery. You smell the sacred fragrance of the flowers and plants. They are speaking to you. You see all types of animals and insects, and you feel their presence because they are waiting for you. In the center of the garden, you see a red bench. Go to that bench now and sit. You feel grounded as you sit because the red represents your root chakra. You feel like you've come alive because life, which you are a unit of, is encircling you and lifting you up because you have so much work to do. You look up into the sky and you see birds flying, talking happily to each other. And then you notice a huge, huge bird, eagle, flying toward the sun. That's you. The sky is beautiful and blue, and yet you see a cluster of stars floating toward you. As the stars get closer and closer, you notice stardust, and stardust is the essence of you. The stardust comes closer and closer, and the stars encase you, your total body. And as you sit and feel the frequency of the stars encasing you, you hear a message that's just for you. Listen, listen. 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 Above me is God. Beneath me is God. Around me is God. Within me is God. The holy presence of Spirit is eternally nestled in my soul. And I feel its loving energy at all times. Life, God created me to live in freedom. And I honor life by being me. Ashe. Slowly take a deep breath in and slowly open your eyes. Do you know who you are? You are a gift from life. Life chose you to represent it, to serve, to be its witness. It expresses through you, and there's none other like you. You are an individualized expression of the living one. So go and shine your light. Life needs you to represent it. And what an honor it is to know that we can do it. Stay in your practice. Go in to the altar of your soul, and you will get what you need. And there will be others to help, because our purpose is to serve. So sunbeams, shine your light. I love you.
Dr. Fabu, can you hear me?
Yes.
I told everyone, or said at the beginning, that everyone would get exactly what they came for today. And I know I did. And I know I speak for everyone who's on this broadcast, everyone who's listening, everyone who will listen, that we got exactly what we needed, that you took us there. If you will receive these words, you are just a gentle, sage, powerful, gentle, all those things, and that message really sinks in when you are attached to that spirit. You know what I mean? You are a beautiful soul. And so I want to thank you on behalf of everyone here, for letting spirit flow through you like that, and for sharing that with us. We are so grateful. Um, I certainly got what I needed. I wrote down a couple of things that I know that people did as well. Um, Emerge, that we have emerged,
Yes.
right? The word
Yes.
emerge and evolve,
Yes.
evolve and emerge. You know that's powerful. Frequency versus form.
Yes.
To continue to live in our frequency, and so that's yeah, that's the word. And I see some comments coming in, and so I know everyone else joins me. And I was also moved by your story when you taught, because in the schools in eighth grade, we both did that, and that spirit moved you, and increased your territory
Yes.
when you tuned into the frequency. So that's a word for everybody. Tune into the frequency, and God will expand your territory, and call you for what you're here for. So thank you for that. We love you. We appreciate you. We honor you. Um, so yes, thank you so much. I could say so much, but we your message will sink in with all of us today, this week, and more. So we just appreciate you. We honor you. Thank you.
Thank you. My honor.
Right.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. TLC, that was a prosperous message. That was a soul stirring message. I knew it was going to come. Let's breathe for a minute and then move into our time of giving, our time of giving. Um, if you receive anything, if you received anything from this message, if you continue to receive from Transforming Love Community, like I know you do, give. Give to this ministry, give to this message, give to the universe is what you're doing. Give to yourself is what you're doing. And so I want to affirm our prosperity prayer as we prepare for giving. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. It blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so remember, what you give is coming right back to you sevenfold, tenfold. So continue to give. There's many ways to give. You can see on the website, you can see our Cash App as well. And so give to this ministry so we can continue to give to the planet. Thank you. Thank you for that. I thank you in advance. And whatever you give from your heart will be multiplied, whatever that is. And so we thank you in advance for your gift. Oh, fam, let's get ready to close out and enjoy our day. Move in the frequency that we've emerged from. And in doing that, I want us all to affirm our prayer of protection all together. Let's breathe into that, sit still for that, and affirm together that the light of God does surround us. The love of God enfolds. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us wherever we are. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Say, so it is, fam. Go your way rejoicing in spirit's frequency today. We love you. We honor you. We bless you.